Postman, Professor Melly Bell. This is not a glorification or a glamorization. This is an education. You can go anywhere in the world and get a couple of lies, but you come right here to get the truth. Be sure to click the notification bell, like, subscribe, share, drop a comment down below. So when the dope content hit, it'll feel like it's the first and 15th. Lock the door. Professor Melly Bell, the Hood Postman. I'm back with Grasshopper. Grasshopper, growing up, man, and you got your crippin', man, and I'm sure you got it from a great source because you had Mac Thomas, you had Red Dog, you had Head Honcho, you had King Ning, Salty Frosty, and all these different individuals.
Mr. X, people know how he
Mr. X, Carl Vernon, okay, and
Rob,
okay, Brenda Dog, Bruno,
Darnell Dixon, you know it.
Marcellus,
yeah.
And all these individuals, and my brother-in-law, Karate Man.
Karate Man, see, that's all original Crips there. You know what I mean?
And Big Booby, what about Booby?
Big Booby, yeah, Big Booby, man. Ruben Connors,
yeah.
Come on now, talk to me, man. See, we all come up. I was blessed because I was clothed by some true Crip soldiers that schooled me under their wing, and they was all older than me by a year or two. You know what I'm saying? I always hung around places. I remember when I first started going to Granny's, me and Bay Rob was hoofing fingernail polish, and Mr. X got pissed off at us. You know,
y'all was the two youngest though.
Yeah, we was around the side of the building and shit. They actually had made me and Bay Rob lead the baby crib for a minute, but I hung around all the OGs all the time. See, so Spook Town cartoon, a little Baby Roscoe and all them, Baby Rat and all them. I brought them up. Cosmo, all them. They was up under my web and shit, you know what I mean? Because they was considered originally Baby Crips. You know what I'm saying?
Charlie Noon, Robert Earl.
Let me tell you, I've been around some true soldiers. I was caught by them. Because see, we had coding standards. I'm talking about, I'm around the OGs that was hitting big licks. Casinos in Gardena, got a bit of that. See what I'm saying? We just did a lot of
all the casinos. They used to casinos back in the day. Horseshoe.
Me and Bay Rob was in a G one night after we hit one. It was so hot everywhere with helicopters. It was raining. We had to jump out the G, hitting backyards, right? I don't know what happened to Bay Rob that night, but by the time we caught up the next day in the Grannies, and we stayed in someone's backyard all night, but we separated. Bay Rob was telling me he had to crawl in his doghouse, man. And yeah, for real. And we made it back to Compton, man. It was raining all night, man, that night. You know what I mean?
Did y'all get the loot?
Yeah, we got the loot. Why you think those helicopters everywhere, man? You know, and that's when we should wear the tailor-made stitches with our name in the 501s. You know what I mean? And I'll tell you one brother that I had a lot of respect for, man. A lot of people I mentioned, Mr. X. His mama named Miss Blue.
She actually had an apartment in the Grandies.
She had an apartment right upstairs in the Grandies, man. She had that red Toyota, 4-door. You know, do rolling and shit all the time, me and Bay Rob. But only so many people was able to do things like that. I was there that day when Duck shot his own sister in the foot because she was talking shit at him. He pulled her gun and blasted right in the foot, man. Stevie Jackson, that's my boy. But see, I was around some real Crips, man. Hard. And that's how me and Tookie got to know one another. I robbed his nephew. He came looking for who Grasshopper was. He didn't know me right up front until he came in Boot Hill. And Tookie walked in Boot Hill, people was on speak, you know what I mean? Who's Grasshopper? They all pointed fingers at me. You know what I mean? And so he turns coming to me. I'm like, you know, I didn't know he was looking for his nephew though, you know, and stuff. But yeah, that's how I met Tookie and we got real close and stuff.
What was it like beating Tookie back in those days and being in the Grandies and Boot Hill and all that? Boot Hill, Reggie. Matter of fact, I want you to tell me how the Boot Hill come about.
Okay, I'll tell you that, but I'm speaking on Tookie a little bit. See, Tookie didn't speak a lot. Tookie walks up and he just strolls, you know. People kind of set in place and check him out, you know. He'll come say a few words. I remember one Compton police called himself trying to arrest him one day, right across from Boot Hill, in front of Snake's backyard in Park Village. And about 5 police in there had shotguns on Tookie while Fifth cop was trying to pat Tookie on the back, trying to con him in and put his hands behind the back so they could cuff him with 2 set of handcuffs. But Boot Hill was originally named Alondra Apartments. Right? That was the name of it. We all hung out there. And the reason why we hung out there, I didn't say it from the way, because all the females were living in them apartments. Right?
Yeah.
So, and for us Crips in Park Village, that was fresh faces, you know what I mean? So we all started hanging there. And Boot Hill Reggie, right? We always call Boot Hill Reggie just straight Boot Hill. I mean Reggie. Everybody called him Reggie, right? Until we kicked in Boot Hill. Now Boot Hill Reggie was cooking a rabbit at his house one day. And that's when, he's from the Southern boys. He cooks up some meals, ham hocks, shit, we eat stuff, cornbread and all. Well, he was cooking a rabbit that day, gutted it out and all that. He cut the head off the rabbit. He walked out there on Alondra. And if you know how Alondra Apartments at the time, which is now, they turned it to Blue Hill, they had these wooden beams right up about 4 or 5 feet.
Yeah, I remember that.
Ground level, yeah. And he took that rabbit and hung that rabbit right on top of that beam, the head of the rabbit, and painted underneath it with black paint, Boot Hill Crip. And that's where the name Boot Hill comes from. Boot Hill Reggie.
I didn't know where it came from.
Yeah. I'm sitting in Park Village because, see, we used to have this log. We all gather at this log and sip all day, do our thing. We can watch the laundry, everything coming out. We'll sit there watching people come from Compton High School or any traffic coming down the laundry. We sitting right there in Park Village on the log. Unless you're going to stroll over there in Boot Hill and kick it over there, you know what I mean? But that's how Boot Hill got established. And like I said, see, Mac Thomas' girlfriend, Brenda Graham, lived in Alondra Apartments, became Boot Hill. Now, her mama was Miss Graham. You didn't mess with Miss Graham. She'll drink, man, and come down waving that damn pistol at people. And say, I don't remember that. She came looking for me one day. Waving that pistol, too, man. But anyway.
What about Crip Connie?
Crip Connie, she lived on Raymond Street, right down the street from Mac Thomas. She had a brother named Larry. Let's go over their house and stuff. Sit in the garage and get fucked up.
They call him LC.
Yeah. Yeah. That's Crip Connie shit. And Crip Connie hung around Jeannie. I don't know if you remember Jeannie.
I don't remember Jeannie.
You don't remember Jeannie? Yeah, Jeannie, she was Crip Connie and Jeannie always hung together.
You also mentioned that you used to get your leather coats from the pipe. What was that about?
We going along these pike, guys down there wearing their little leather coats. If I seen one that fitted me, it was mine. Point blank. That's how I met Tookie. I robbed his nephew for his 10-speed and his leather coat. And he tried to cop out to my mother bought this for Christmas before she died. I was in the zone. See, when you're on the age of 13, 14, you don't have no morals, you don't have no conscience about how people feel. And you just, you put hands on it right away. You know what I mean? They got shit. I remember we should shoot dice, man. I robbed a dude up in Atlantic Drive at a dice game. Guy broke me, man. I was losing money left and right, but I had a little 25 automatic in my back pocket.
There you go.
And as we were shooting dice,
Snake.
I came up with my pistol. On my last roll, I struck out. I came up with my pistol and knocked dude up in the head with the pistol. And I took his biscuits off his feet, man. And,
took his biscuits off his feet.
He went on barefooted, bro. Me and Salty, one time, let me tell you, see, me and Salty was on Atlantic Drive one night, right? And I think it was me and Tight Eyes and Heron went there. And we walked in the party, it was full of bloods. So I left. Went over to Jeannie Boy's house on Palmer Block.
I remember Jeannie Boy.
Yeah, they was having a party over his mother's house. Throwing his brother Larry a party. So I go over there. By the time I get over, Salty over there, Ant over there, Marcellus was there. So we all loaded up in the cars. We shot back to Atlantic Drive, right? So this one youngster pull out, as soon as he walked into the driveway, because the party was in the garage. So we walking down the driveway, and the lady out said, "Excuse me, but this party is now over." She know the Crips is coming up in there, right? So we went back outside in front of the house, watching the people coming out the party. There's one youngster getting a 6-tray Chevy, hot front and back. He must have just charged his batteries that day. He's in the street hitting him, man, switching him. So I'm over here, me and Salty talking. I said, man, I want that motherfucker. So I said, take that motherfucker. So I go over here, And I holler at dude between the window of his car on the driver's side. I said, yo, man, let me holler at you. I'm trying to get him to, get out the car and talk to me. He wouldn't get out the car, man, so I smacked him with the 32 automatic and pulled him out the driver's door. And he's on the hood of the car getting pistol whooped. While I'm beating dude on the hood of the car, salty, jumping the 6 straight Chevy, right? He looked out for me, though, because before he pulled off, he handed me his cars when he had that Riviera. You remember the Riv he said?
Yeah.
Yeah, he jumped in the car, handed me the Riv keys. So I bounced back and linked back up with him at Teeny Boy's party. Right? I get over here. Now, they across the street from Genie Boy's mother, I was in his backyard, they stripped that 6 straight down, man. I mean, they stripped it, everything to the floor. It was sitting on crates when they got done with it, right? 2 weeks later, man, me and Heron down in Long Beach finna do a lick one night. And we watched this couple come out this bar. So we finna rob this couple. So we strolling. Heron went around the block to come from the front of them. And I'm coming up behind him from the back. I'm finna snatch the first beat, dude, and get some money, right? But before we could take action, police come creeping up the street, Long Beach PD. So when they pull up, me and Heron turned down one of these residential streets, like we live there. So by the time the police pulled me up, I look at the end of the street and see the name of the street, and I do some numbers on it and say, I live with blah, 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 so-and-so street. They ran my name. They said, you got a warrant for your arrest in the city of Compton. I didn't know they was looking at me for that 6 straight Chevy. You know what I'm saying? Because the dude who got robbed said Grasshopper took him. So anyway, me and Heron went to Long Beach Police Station. That was the last day I seen Heron. Because Detective Barkley and Detective Page, for those who know who I'm talking about, they rolled through everybody's hood with their big 4-4 Smith & Wesson. Detective Barkley, right? And they was investigating Crips all the time. They came and extradited me to Compton. And as soon as I walked in Compton, dude was there with the mother, so that's the one that took my car. Me and Salty looked at it like we both light-skinned, had the pros and stuff, So I caught that case, strong arm robbery, grand theft auto, and assault. And that's the case that put me in the military.
That's the one you went to the military.
That's the one that put me in the military. Judge said, you're looking at 2 years YA straight up. You know what I mean?
At what point did you meet Kim? You doing all this cripping.
Okay, originally now, I'm gonna tell you.
Sometimes you got
I'm gonna tell a story about that one. Now, when come on over here, baby. Come on over here, baby. Come on, queen. Let the world see who my queen is. I swear to God, that's my baby. My family moved from Rhode Island when I was in the 3rd grade. Originally, I moved to LA. Originally, my aunts, they weren't, our relatives always come from state. My father moved with his sister and their kids. Well, I went to 42nd Street Elementary School in the 3rd grade. I was in the same classroom as my cousin, right? Female cousin, Vanetta. I turn around and at recess, I'm looking across the park, Rhode Island, little youngster, man, wet behind my ears still, I see this girl hitting that tetherball, racking it, right? It was Kim, and I she pretty as I don't know what, right? But I never said nothing to her. I was shy. So one day years later, me and Cosmo, he's rolling with me, right?
Volcano brother.
Yeah, Volcanoes, Michael Monk, Stephen Monk, right? We rolled up to Crenshaw, right? Well, my aunt's house, because I had these 2 ounces of dust and 2 pounds of weed, and I had to move it, right? So I shot over my cousin's house. Well, my cousin Vanetta and Kim was best of friends from way back from elementary. I ran into Kim in front of my house one day, man, and she was looking like a cherry ready to be picked off a tree, brother. I want to catch the apple before.
She was a show dog,
huh? Yeah, she was a show dog. Senior cheerleader on top of that. So, I got to have that, man.
She over there putting her head
back
down.
then, listen to this part. See, back then, they claimed they had the Crips over there. Well, there was no Crips, man, because let me tell you something. I come in the scene, I'm going to this house party, man, all these Crenshaw dudes, man. I'm Crip down, no leather coat, Godfather hat with the biscuit. Then nobody say nothing to me. I'm with females going to the party. My cousin, Kim, and a couple of more of their girlfriends. I'm walking in the party, and I ain't from his hood. You don't do that in Compton. Walking up with 4 females, too. But I walked up in that party, and I'm playing Kim as my girl, man. She's been with me ever since.
Ever since.
That's my heart, bro.
That's what's up.
I flashed a tattoo on my chest. You want to see it? My queen.
It run that deep, huh?
Yeah. But anyway, what it was, so I went to the military, and her father didn't want her with me because I was running around with Tookie and them. You know, my name.
What about Raymond Washington?
Raymond Washington was killed before I came on the scene. Well, rest in peace. So, he was not around when I come on the scene. I never had a eye-to-eye meet with Raymond Washington. If he was around, I never met him at that time.
Yeah, because he got killed at 79, so he was around.
So he was around.
But he was in jail probably when you...
Right. See, and Raymond Washington, I mean, he wasn't from Compton. He's from the East Side.
Right.
So they was over there. Now, I used to go to Jordan Downs all the time, you know, hang with Puppet. You know what I mean? And me and Puppet did some work together, you know what I mean? I'm going to leave that where that's at. But that's how I got into hijacking them buses.
Okay.
You know.
Well, I appreciate having this conversation with you, man.
RTD bus transit system didn't have security or cameras on the bus.
Y'all used to take the whole bus?
The Crips is the reason why RTD had cameras on their bus. Now, keep it real. They got tired of getting hijacked and robbed on the buses.
I mean, we used to jump on the bus to go downtown LA to the movies.
Yeah, to the movie theater downtown.
Then we used to get by the Pueblos and tell the bus driver to keep going.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Or the gardens. Niggas in gardens. You know? Where the trampoline was at.
Yeah.
You know?
Art festival at the Coliseum.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Bootsy Collins landed on the stage.
I was going to talk about this too, though. And I don't know if you remember 1972, this watch stacks at the Coliseum. This is watch stacks, Al Green and all them back then. Yeah. They had watch stacks. And that's when the Crips got into it with the Green.
Okay, was that the time when Tookie dropped his suspenders?
Yeah.
On his cover, I was there.
Yeah.
Because we was on the track shooting dice, about 60 or 70 of us shooting dice on the track.
Paul Blevins, Big Bone from the Jordan Down, original Jordan Down Crip, Paul Blevins, and his brother, Granddad.
Yeah.
The original Jordan Down Crips. This is my ancestor.
See, when that was going on, Tookie was up by the stage and where the crowd was at.
Yeah.
Right up on it. And he had a little youngster walking behind him with a white towel. Like he was wiping the oil off of him. Tookie had his put on his show. So Tookie in front of the stage. Now we over here on the track shooting dice. It's about 60 or more of us in a big dice game, right? Police will crash that. We move to the other side of the football field and kick it back in, right? Just as fast as they broke that one up, we over here doing that. All of a sudden, we look up. The people from the stage started just running. So I'm like, what the hell's going on? You know, Tookie went down there and dropped his cover on, started putting on his show, man. I couldn't believe it, man. Yeah. So he walked up in there, you know, he got that stroll, right? And he had his coveralls on all greased up, you know, with that baby oil on him. And he had a little youngster, a little light-skinned brother, man. He could have been older than maybe 13 or something. Walking behind him with a towel.
Jamel went with him?
Yeah, Jamel was with him. So was. You know, they always see them two running together.
But anyway, man, I appreciate this, Grasshopper. This has been enlightening, and we gave a lot of history. Yeah, so, but we're going to go ahead and lock the door right there. Lock the door?
Lock the door.
Lock it.
Straight out of Compton, original streets. Grew up with the lion, see what the criminals see. Now he a giant and a pivotal key. Got it down to a science, this the visual streets. He came up with Bullet, he came up with Turtle. Live life to the fullest, he put it all in the journal. We dodging them bullets, we jumping them hurdles. It's the hood postman, we in the streets universal.
For the postman, Professor Belly Bell. This is not a glorification or a glamorization. This is an education. You can go anywhere in the world and get a couple of lives, but you come right here to get the truth. Be sure to click the notification bell, like, subscribe, and share, drop a comment down below. So when the dope content hit, it'll feel like it's the first and the 15th. Lock the door.